So today we're looking at a collision. It's that specific moment where old school analog audio just crashes headfirst into modern IT.
Right.
We're digging into the Kramer WM-6D.
And on paper, it's just a wall-mounted speaker. But, if you try to install it like one, you're going to get confused fast.
Because there's no binding posts for speaker wire.
None. And there's no plug for a power cord.
Right, and that's the mission for this deep dive. We have to unpack how this little 6.5-inch box can be professional audio, but physically it looks more like a computer peripheral.
And that means talking about two key technologies, PoE and Dante.
Which, when you put them together, you get what the industry is calling the one-cable revolution.
Let's start there.
Okay, the one cable. The spec sheet shows a standard RJ45 connector on the back. To anyone who doesn't know, that looks exactly like the Ethernet jack on your laptop.
Because it is. Physically, it's the same thing, but it's doing double duty. This is where PoE, that's power over Ethernet, just changes the entire math for an installer.
In a traditional setup, you'd need what? An electrician?
Oh, absolutely. An electrician runs high-voltage copper to an outlet. Then an audio tech comes in and runs all the signal cable.
So you've got two trades, two different sets of cables.
And twice the labor costs, precisely. The WM6D pulls everything it needs through that one network cable.
It actually talks to the network switch for power.
Yeah, it negotiates. It auto-detects between standard PoE, PoE plus way, and even PoE plus plus.
And I want to be clear on that plus plus part. We're not talking about just enough power to light up a little LED.
Oh, no, not at all. This is significant power. I mean, on standard PoE, it's a bit quieter, sure. But if your network can handle PoE plus say, this thing pushes 30 watts peak.
Which is more than enough for a conference room retail space.
A hotel lobby, you name it. And you never once have to touch a high-voltage wire.
Okay, so power problem solved.
Yeah.
But now you have a speaker that's sitting on a digital network. It's not getting an analog waveform anymore. It's getting data packets.
And that's the whole other side of this. That's Dante.
Digital audio network through Ethernet.
Exactly. It treats audio like your computer treats an email. It's just uncompressed, multi-channel data that you can route anywhere you want on that network.
This is the part that kind of blows my mind.
Right.
Because it's on the network, it means the speaker has its own IP address. It's a node.
Which means it has to have a brain. The old way, you'd have this huge, heavy rack of gear in a closet somewhere, amps, EQs, mixers.
Right.
The WM6D shrinks that entire rack down onto a tiny chip inside the speaker itself. It has built-in DSP, digital signal processing.
So if I'm the facility manager, I'm not walking up to the wall and turning a physical knob.
No, you're on a laptop. You're sitting at a software dashboard. You can tweak the parametric EQ, set high-pass filters to cut out low-end rumble, or put on an output limiter so some loud announcement doesn't blow the driver.
You have control over every single speaker individually.
Granular control.
There was one feature in that software that just seems so incredibly practical, the Find Me tone.
It sounds like a small thing, right? But imagine you manage a building with 200 of these speakers in the ceiling.
Yeah, good point.
Speaker number 42 starts crackling. You don't want to get on a ladder and start reading tiny serial numbers. You just click Find Me in the software.
And the speaker just, beefs at you.
It emits this little buzzing tone. You just walk right to it. It's a massive time saver.
Let's talk about the hardware itself for a second.
Yeah.
It's smart, okay, but it still has to actually move air and make sound.
Of course. And it does that well. It's a two-way system. You've got a 6.5-inch polypropylene woofer for the lows and mids.
And a tweeter.
Yep, a 1-inch soft dome tweeter for clarity. It's voiced for commercial spaces, so think really clear voice announcements and, pleasant background music.
And installations in those spaces are always a headache. You got weird corners, pillars, drop ceilings.
They definitely thought about that. It ships with this easy mount bracket. It does vertical, horizontal, but it's actually designed to fit into corners really nicely.
And if that bracket doesn't work for some reason,
it has standard 75mm VESA threads on the back.
like a computer monitor.
Exactly, which just brings us back to what this thing really is. It's an IT asset.
But unlike a monitor, it has to meet strict building codes, right?
It has to. The enclosure is made from V0 flame-retardant materials, and it's UL 1480A certified. For fire safety in a commercial building, that's completely non-negotiable.
So to sort of pull this all together, the Kramer WM6D isn't just a speaker. It's an argument for decentralization.
Hmm?
It takes the amp, the crossover, all that complex wiring, and it moves it onto the IT network that's already there.
It makes the physical installation way simpler while making the digital side of it infinitely more powerful.
Which leads me to this final thought I want to leave our listeners with. We're watching audio gear become, for all intents and purposes, fully networked computers.
With their own IP addresses, their own software, and their own security vulnerabilities.
So it begs the question, in 5 years, who gets the call when the music in the lobby stops playing? Is it the audio engineer?
Or the IT administrator.
Something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.